Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL North American Pro League. My name is Blue. Joining me here this evening is Moses. And we're jumping into our second matchup for the night, which is OpTic versus Splyce.
Yeah, this is going to be sick. I actually haven't seen... this is Splyce's first matches since the league started last week. I haven't seen too much of OpTic, though, lately. So this is going to be cool to see what kind of progress they've made. After, a couple disappointing performances at the minor, the last chance qualifier. So this is a team that's got to start putting it together. And I mean, they should have a huge advantage here over Splyce, to be completely honest with you.
If I'm not mistaken, however,
Splyce did beat him at the minor.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is technically a rematch from the minor where Splyce actually did beat them there. So
yeah,
should be interesting to see the results now, about 2 months later. But it looks like we are getting started. So OpTic's going to jump on the T side, and Splyce is going to be starting off on the CT side. It is going to be Cash, of course, if you haven't already figured that out for yourself. Not 100% sure on the second map, but we'll get to that when we get to it.
All right, Davey goes for a peek in A main. Spots rush out far back, takes some shots, deals a little bit of damage. Then falls away because he knows he's only got a time limit with all the with someone coming door. But this time he goes for a repeat with a pop flash. Tries to catch Rush moving up, and that's too much. Davey gets punished. Sticks around a little bit too long. Now it's just Abe at this A bomb site. No one's even rotating here, actually, which is scary. Actually, Arya's pushing up to get vents. Professor Chaos has got completed the B bomb site. Abe's out in the open. This A defense is about to get, I mean, if you can call it a defense, about to get slaughtered. He does get one, which is impressive. Arya falls in mid, and now there's essentially no chance of retaking this bomb site. They're so far away in a 2-on-4.
Nothing left for them to do, but they're going to race over towards the side anyway in hopes of maybe picking up some kills or maybe even just going in for it now. But they've crossed themselves outside of Z, but they're not paying attention to that mid area. Stant still peeking out. Professor Chaos, he's going to move in and look for the kill on his Stanislaw. Won't be able to drop him just as of yet, but still taking a very long goal in the meantime. Jason R is sort of getting ripped apart on a highway as there's too strong of a hold there. Professor Chaos goes down, and Jason R, his best attempts to hold that and wait for the repeat from Stam are not rewarded at all as he shuts him down. OpTic with a very clean pistol round. Only going to lose one player along the way to start off this matchup.
Yeah, that's a very, very aggressive pistol round, and not just like aggressive, but like very individual aggressive. Davey, I mean, there's no one to back up Davey, and especially once he falls with no movement over to that A bomb site. I mean, granted, Davey only spotted one player. He only died to Rush, so he didn't see anyone else coming. But still, to have Arya, or was it Abe? Abe in that position, close up at that door. I mean, that's just a losing formula. Now they're going to push in the door, going against Naf. They dealt a little bit of damage, but Naf's able to get away. And also, Daps comes in there to protect Naf until he shoots him in the back of the skull with the MAC-10. So, the slaughter is on. The bloodletting begins.
So, at least they bait them into killing their own teammate, I guess. So they get that. But beyond this, it's looking like a shutdown at the hands of OpTic's players as Rush is going to pick up quite a few kills there. He's up to 3 for himself now. Just Abe left alive. He is posted up here on boost, so I was going to say could surprise at least one of these players on OpTic, but that's not going to happen. Dap shuts him down, and OpTic will get the 2-0 lead.
Wonderful. So, good start. OpTic up 2-0. In this round, gonna try not to kill any of their teammates. Probably. That'd be the adjustment to make. 2 Gorillas on the board, MAC-10 on a Daps. He's the only SMG, so I imagine Daps is gonna be the one kind of leading the aggression. Right now, just jumping over, spotting for any kind of mid-push, and he is gonna see the feet. Tosses out a nade. That should do decent damage, and it does. It does great damage. Professor Chaos brought down to 38. Now they know that the push is in. Meanwhile, Naf doesn't even care. Once again, a door push from Splyce, but this time it gets completely shut down.
Very creative attempt to try and at the very least grab a trade that time. Doesn't work at all. Abe having much better luck actually in a direct duel against Rush, but out comes Daps. Actually did connect the shot, but it's going to be the legs, so won't be taking him down, and Daps will close out the round, making it a 3-0 start for the guys on OpTic Gaming. Now we'll see the rifles coming out into the hands of Splyce, and we'll see what they have to throw back against OpTic with the big guns.
AWP is going to be on Arya. They have decent utility so far. I mean, they have got 5 smokes. Abe only has the smoke. No kits on the board, and Arya's taking that AWP over towards the B bomb site. So Jason R and Professor Chaos playing on highway next to the highway box, just spotting, and it's going to be a heavy B play from OpTic. They've already kind of committed to this, and Arya, you're taking a shot there. Might have been able to grab a kill, but he's blocked off by smoke at the moment.
Arya looking for the peak now. But at the same time, OpTic still taking their own path very, very slow. Now the Mollies and whatnot start to move in. Ari actually can still hold his own angle, but misses that first connection. Now he's going to have to fall back. Just puts himself inside of Checker, sitting behind the box, as he actually doesn't even think the site's safe anymore, and he's correct to assume that, as OpTic just exploded out onto the bomb site. Unfortunately, with no other additional support coming back in, there's not a whole lot they're going to be able to do. They also just heard the shots connecting, but Splyce's Aria picks up a good first shot, almost getting the no-scope on the stand. Will not be connecting this time, though, so they do trade it back, and now Naf, wrapping back out towards middle, is going to try to stop these players from getting back into the B-bomb site before they even started. Down to a 3 versus 3, though, after some very awkward trades occur. Rush, the only player that's actually on this B-bomb site, grouped up with Daps now, but Daps, he doesn't realize he's burning alive! And now it's going to leave only Rush there. He, too, is going to be dispatched by Professor Chaos. And Davey holding into Checkers. They clean it up quite well. It'll be the full 10-second defuse, but oh no, they don't even have enough time for this because nobody has kits on the team that's still alive. So that was a very awkward round for both teams, but at the end of the day, I guess OpTic wins that.
You guess? Yeah, right.
I don't.
They did get the point for the round. Did seem a little hectic at moments. Actually, Daps was burning. That was Davey threw out a pop flash as soon as that Molotov came out, so Daps was completely blind. I think as well. I mean, while we're on the subject of TKs, I think Davey is spammed into Checkers, and that's what dinked Arya through the wall. So just a little bit more craziness coming out. Either way, 4-0 now for OpTic, but I mean the one silver lining is they're able to salvage 2 weapons, so they can put a buy together into this round. Because of that, because of this forced buy nature of this from the CTs, though, they're running a little bit low on utility. Almost out of smokes, only 1 remaining, and Arya's going to get aggressive. Stan jumping spots it though. I mean, there's no way he should get punished. So Arya's got to fall right back into the bomb site. Very big emphasis on the A site, not necessarily towards mid, which is what we normally see. Professor Chaos is just going to spot it. 3 members over, pretty much dedicated to this A site, and that's a good read because it looks like this is where OpTic's going to end up.
So Naf starting things off by tossing the molly, trying to force any players sitting behind the forklift out of their spots, but it's definitely not going to work very well. Now they've got that boost that's worked out over there by the red box. They pick up the first opening kill with this one. Naf is completely overwhelmed by Jasonar, who went up over on the ladder towards upper. OpTic are basically stopped in their tracks now. Shazam is trying to turn it back around, but he too is going to get sprayed down there by Abe. It's all in the hands of Stanislaw now with 45 seconds left. He's down to a 1 versus 4, but they already know he's inside of A main. And retreat would not be the best option, especially over here towards middle, because Professor Chaos will be waiting for him there. He's hoping someone gets aggressive so we can maybe find at least 1 additional kill. But everyone on Splyce is a statue right now. They're not moving from their positions at all. Now comes the peak. Trying to find that headshot on Abe. He actually grabs that. But the rest of the team still sitting solid as well. Still not moving out from their position. So Molly out towards quad. No one's there. It's a bit unlucky. Now he's basically stuck here.
Yeah, he's getting flanked out, and Nade lands at his feet. So there's a timer on this, but no reason for him to not at least go for 1 more kill. 10 seconds left. He has no chance of winning this round. But if he gets 1 more kill, and he does take a shot, can't land it onto Arya, who has the pistol out. 1-4. Money for the CT side still isn't going to be very strong, so despite the fact that Rush only has 1,500, won't matter too much because he's going to get dropped an AK-47. So if OpTic is able to come out with this, they're essentially going to come back and reset the economy of Splyce. Jason R is down to 50, Arya at 250. The rest have a decent amount. Actually, more than I thought they would. So Splyce, even if they lose this, they might be able to force out a buy in the next round. But OpTic's still in a pretty strong position. The only thing that they don't have going for him is, once again, Arya's dealing with an AWP. This time he's bringing it over towards the A site, trying to mix things up.
And Stan will be holding things over towards the back of the B site. Nap still going to be tossing the flashbangs in, as he was a little bit cautious due to the rushes Splyce made inside of Squeaky before. So he'll pre-flash that for another time here. The rest of OpTic, though, is still just holding back, waiting for extra aggression to come out from Splyce. They won't be finding any of it, as they've put themselves into a pretty passive presence now here for the CT side of things. And they're just going to wait for the play to come out from OpTic, which right now, we don't exactly know where they're going to be moving towards, as they're taking their time looking for an early pick if they can find it.
It's going to be a late mid control. There is going to be the wall of smokes. This could convert into a mid to B split, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because Davey's here all alone. He's very, very isolated. But once that wall comes out, you can see Professor Cass tries to rotate over towards the B site. They've come right through the smoke, though. Jason Art, a close-up angle, grabs 2 nice headshots. Now Shazam is going to try and come through the smoke and win this battle. He's going to do it. But Professor Chaos gets back just in time to trade that off. So down into a 2-on-3. Naf's still not able to salvage a weapon. He's going for the off, but Abe's at forklift and ruins his dreams. Just out of Rush. He's getting flanked out, wins that battle anyways, though.
And now Rush, again, still with plenty of time left to make a play. He'll proceed out towards middle. Professor Chaos actually is just rotating into the B-bomb site, trying to hold that for whatever reason. But Rush is basically going to be able to grab the bomb back for free now, as they're all trying to hunt him down. But this is going to be a bit problematic, as now they've just given him back control of the bomb for free. And he'll be able to proceed on towards the site. Looking like he's going to try to move in towards vents, getting himself towards B, but Professor Chaos has positioned himself quite nicely to counter that out, so he's going to be able to shut him down, and Splyce will find their second round off of that.
Yeah, now the economy's broken for the T side, so OpTic, they're going to be forced into a save this round. Upgrade some pistols, try and get that plant moving forward, and the op is salvaged once again for Arya. So Splyce has done a good job despite losing the first 4. They've kept this op alive. It's still the same op from that 4th round that they lost to the bomb explosion with no time for that defuse. So good on them for keeping that really expensive weapon, and they're using it well because Arya's going to be at A bomb site, and this is allowing them. I mean, they're stacking the areas away from the AWP for the most part, unless they have some kind of intel. So really allowing them their defense to be a little bit more, a little bit more varied to mix things up for what OpTic's throwing at them.
So OpTic get ready to pressure out towards middle. It'll mainly be Professor Chaos trying to hold this one, but with OpTic being as grouped up as they are, this could just be a slaughter as they roll out. He only manages to find 1 kill, though, but the nicely timed Molly's going to stop from proceeding inside of the vents. Then Abe comes into cover. He, too, only is able to find 1 frag, but without any of the other rifles being picked up as of yet by the guys on OpTic, they're not necessarily going to get a huge upgrade, and also only Stanislaw has armor behind his buy currently. Now they're going to move in, though, be able to recover these rifles. The smoke's tossed out back over there towards Highway, so they'll hold back, but keep in mind, Davies working on a flank. Stan should be ready for this, but he only picks up that first. They're only getting these 1-for-1 trades. Finally, Jason R finding one that might have been for free, and the nade coming in there also shuts down NAF. So there we go. A little bit chaotic there with the trades happening back and forth in middle, but Splyce ultimately end up coming out on top.
Unfortunately, OpTic got a lot of those good trades, so it did a great job. They just kind of got bogged down in middle. They tried to go up highway. They were going to run through that smoke, and a Molotov comes out to prevent it, so they had to fall back right into the waiting arms of Davey on the flank. Splyce does end things, but taking a lot of damage. Once again, 3 members at $200 or below in terms of economy for the CT side. So a scary spot for them to be in. Still no AWP on the board for OpTic. Shazam has not had that in his hands. This time it's a little bit more slow-paced from OpTic.
Usual split from Splyce, though. You got to keep Abe up on top here and have the Opera watching back over there from the quad corner. That'll be Arya keeping his eyes on for an A push, but for the time being, as you've already mentioned, OpTic still sitting back, playing it nice and passive. They're hoping Splyce are going to keep to their own aggressive type of game, but honestly, they haven't really tried this since quite a few rounds ago. They've been playing extremely passive ever since then, just waiting for OpTic to make their own push. So OpTic will be forced into making a play once more, and they're starting it off now a little bit slowly as they go for the boost up over here onto the spot, pushing themselves through middle. They'll get a bit of control there. One player will be in charge of holding that, and that'll be Professor Chaos trying to stop that. The smoke comes in from Z. He's ready to deal with this pressure as OpTic's finally going to start making a push.
One flashbang could ruin Professor Chaos's world, and Shazam actually has his gun up, but there's the flash. PC turns from it, but he doesn't turn around. So he just gets shot in the back by Stan. 2 entries. Op is still in quad. Daps is going to have to deal with this. He's going to peek back towards mid. Gets another kill. Now he sees Daps come out, but he can't get that third. He can't connect the shot. Molly forces him out. He still hasn't fallen. Finally, Rush coming up highway solves it, but that's allowed time for Davey to get over and bring it into a 2-on-2.
Naf, though, he's got a little bit of a hole in the smoke, so we can see Davey sprays him down through it. And just like that, all the pressure shifts to Jason R now to try and hold this back off. Taking the duel versus Daps, winning it and trying to transfer it. Will connect 1 shot, so he found the position, but it's not enough in order to take him down. And that was so unfortunate what happened there on Highway 2, because Professor Chaos knows that pressure is coming through mid. He falls back, and he has the support of Abe sitting up on top of that, boosts his position to watch out just in case anybody tries to chase him. But the flash that's thrown on Highway, it doesn't blind Professor Chaos at all, but it's a perfect one that gets tossed onto Abe. So they both lose their lives in that situation. And that's very unfortunate. Very well timed for OpTic to just get those 2 kills right at the beginning of the aggression.
Yeah, they need to be aware, though, that they must have taken their eye off that boost. They need to be aware, if they don't have their eye on it, that they can be that close behind that box. That's what caught them off guard, was just how quick the aggression came in after that pop flash. You could tell because he didn't even try and turn around and take the fight. He just had no clue that they were directly around the corner. Deagles did a little bit of damage long range of dash, but they're not going to do much until that 1 deag from Abe. Molotovs is going to force the defense back there, though. And Naf is just waiting behind this smoke by connector. There is one right next to him, and that's going to be Jason R. immediately to his left. Is Naf going to be prepared for this?
Davies also going for the super long flank over, entering the squeaky room now to try and push over towards the A-bomb site. Could actually catch a couple of these players off guard, but Jason R. manages the duel versus Naf quite nicely, takes him down. Now the question for Jason R. is, all right, where do I go? Because he needs to wait for his teammate to start the pressure over here, and that works! manages to peek back out, catches Daps playing like on a KZ map, so he takes him down quite easily. And now Jason R is able to move out towards middle, picks up the AK. Question becomes, though, do they actually want to pressure for this remaining 2 versus 2? And unfortunately, they try to. Davey picking up another kill, but he's running out of time. Shazam can just wait this out, essentially, sitting behind cover. And in fact, doesn't even really have to. Connects the headshot onto Davey to end the round. And we'll have OpTic picking it up here for their 6th round.
4 kills on your eco. That's really nicely done. Look at the money now on the T side. OpTic in danger of being reset now. They're the ones struggling for cash, but the big thing, at least Shazam has the AWP in his hands. Daps is actually even forced to go for a Tech 9, so he doesn't even pick up the rifles. So he's going to be stuck on that upgraded pistol, so Shazam's going to have to find something. He goes for the shot, just pre-fires right at the edge of that box. Doesn't find anything, though. And a run boost is going to come out for the CT side. I think OpTic is close enough to doors to hear it if Arya didn't mess that up anyways. So they're just going to call the boost off. No one's going to be up there.
Now Daps testing the waters with a couple shots on the Tech 9 coming out through Squeaky. Has a supportive Nap sitting there too in case someone tries to get aggressive and push in. We've already discussed this though. Splyce are playing very passively. They don't actually want to get aggressive. I think it's not working out too well for them, which is a good decision. So they hold back and a very heavy stack over here towards the A bomb site. So if OpTic continue towards this plan, there's going to be a lot of members of Splyce trying to hold things. And Professor Chaos, if he's able to hold mid, that's another player that can come back over and be aggressive against Nap and anybody else that tries to push out towards Squeaky. So the team's falling back now, but they're also starting to shift some players in towards A main and for mid control too. So this is definitely still looking like the A play.
Yeah, and Splyce is very confident this whole half so far to keep Davey just isolated on that B bomb site, the only one there. So Nap is going to have a job to do at door. One is up top. That's Jason R on top of the rafters, but Nap isn't going to peek it. He's going to come out, do some spamming, but there's 4 players here. Davey's on the rotate quickly. Rush gets that first kill. Jason R still up top. He chimes in with 1. Shazam's going to shut him down into a 3-on-3, but there's no progress into the site play yet.
Professor Chaos just jumping over Toxic there, brings Shazam down very low and finishes him off, but Nap finding the trade. Now it's all on Davey to close things out. He's got Nap down very, very low, but Daps moving out. If Davey just waits this out, he could catch a free kill. Daps thankfully stopping before he peeks out, but he's also going to try to go for the plant. Davey with that good trigger discipline is not giving away his spot just as of yet. Now Nap goes for the peek, takes him down, and he catches Daps, peeking with his grenade out. That's such an easy kill to grab and such an easy clutch for Davey to find.
Yeah, that's far too easy of a 1-on-2 to win.
The casual teabag too.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I mean that Molotov can be thrown from cover, so Daps just wanders out a little bit too far, and Davey gets handed one. So now this is that disaster scenario. They do get the bomb planted, so they get that extra 800, but they don't have the money to buy into this round. So it's gonna be another save. Maybe they buy up. You know, they do like a half buy with some Tech 9s and armor and some utility. Actually, no. They go right into the force buy since they got it down to just Davey. They don't want to alleviate the pressure quite yet. So force buy into this to try and immediately reset the CT economy.
So let's see what OpTic have to throw against it this time. It's definitely going to be a B play with a big stack of 4 players now proceeding through the halls. They still have that single player there firing shots, but they're not going to have anybody else make any noise just as of yet. And also keeping Nap over here towards middle too to watch out for any flanks. Now they have to proceed inwards as Davey will be the first line of defense, sitting himself inside of checkers. And again, playing himself to a very passive angle, waiting for the push to come in. He doesn't want to try to scout for info as they know the play's coming here. Fortunately, there's a lot of grenades coming his way, but he sits here anyway in a perfect block, but he can't connect any of these hits. So Shazam's going to catch his location. Now they roll and they take him down, and the take has begun. They're already in that B-bomb site. The plant should be an easy task to accomplish. Professor Chaos looking for a lucky spray, but it's not happening, and Naf runs his face directly into Jason R's, finds him, takes him down with a Tech 9. These final 3, in all honesty, I don't even think a retake is possible. They might have to consider a save.
Yeah, they definitely should be. Arya with the op coming into vents, there's nothing he's going to find there. So yeah, you can see the call to fall back. Daps is going to chase after this, though. Try and take some of these guns out. And Professor Cass not even looking for that kind of a danger. Thank God he's got a teammate who is. Forces Daps back, but they want to take this fight. Abe down very low. Daps is going to peek now. He does grab one, and there's the second player peeking. So it's been a battle, a struggle for Splyce to even get away from this pressure. Yeah. Oh my God, they just eliminate everyone. So save doesn't even come close to happening. But that's Splyce getting punished. Last time OpTic hit that A bomb site, there was so many defenders there. They kind of got the hint. They were just like, we're meeting far too much resistance here for a standard default setup on this map. They're stacking 4 towards the A bomb site. They're having that 4th player get there so quickly. So let's go test it. Let's go see what they're going to have at the B site in terms of defense. And from now on out, that might force Splyce to have 2 people here from here on out.
Ooh, great catch from Shazam too. Jason R just goes for a little bit of a mini peek there to try to take him down. Misses his retreat opportunity, though, and is eliminated. Now Rush picking up a second frag to take down Arya. They did end up losing Stanislaw because of Davey picking up a kill, but beyond this, it's basically a flawless round now. The other two trying to wrap around and catch at least one of these guys off on the rotation to get themselves in a position for a flank, but it's not happening. They're all in. They've even smoked off A main, so they know that this rotation is going to be a possibility to try to get the other players in a flank position. So the final two are just going to sit back, especially considering the Professor Chaos has recovered a rifle. They're just going to try to save.
Yeah, which is Stanislaw actually throws out a really nice nade. Right when you said nice catch from Shazam, I was actually thinking that it was a nice catch from Davey and Professor Chaos, because all that damage you see dealt to them was from an HE. So not able to win the fight afterwards because he got caught off guard. Stanislaw did fall, but now they've got to survive once again the onslaught of OpTic as they hunt down these weapons. Much like last round, Rush is not going to clear checkers, so Professor Chaos is going to get away with this M4. But Splyce, what option do they have here? This is almost force buy territory as well, with the amount of rounds that OpTic has, already up to 8. But they're not going to. They're just going to do a half buy. So some upgraded pistols, armor on Davey, and a P250 nade. So there is going to be a nade stack probably towards middle for the boost box. And Professor Chaos with Molotov and a smoke in that M4, he's going to be the sole defender at the B site.
Shazam a little bit slow to get himself in position, so it doesn't end up taking full health damage now from those HEs and falling back to when he actually realizes what's happening. In hindsight, still actually ends up taking a lot more damage than I would have expected, as he's now down at 59 HP, but the rest of the players also getting themselves in a quick position to go in for an A take, and Splyce have to rotate very quickly, but they caught onto this, and they're back to this sort of 4-man setup, ready to defend the A-bomb site. They actually pick up 2 kills. They're leading in terms of the trade so far. It'll be tied back up, though, and put back into the favor of OpTic after Shazam picks up that kill onto Davey. As it's now into a 3-on-3, and Splyce have yet to recover a single gun off of any of the drop members. Now they're pushing over towards the B-bomb site. They realize there's basically zero pressure there, and they've gone for this big play on the A-bomb site. So they're just basically going to walk into this site. They've got one player sitting in heaven, that's Abe, and oh, connecting another shot into Rush, bringing him down very, very low. He's at 22 HP. Trying to finish some of these players off as the smokes are not set up to cover CT, so as they push back in, they won't be able to catch anyone just as bad. He didn't even spot Shazam over to his right. That's not going to matter. They allow him to get the plant. Abe moving in picks up 2 kills. And now it's all on to Rush here to try and hold this back off. He can peek back out, but he's so low at 22 HP, so he's got to be cautious of Abe just picking him off like that. And also Arya around the corner too. He's going for it, but they line up. And he takes them both down with a single spray.
Well, all right then. Yeah, and even on top of that spray, he only had 7 bullets that clip. Uses all 7 to get both of those kills. Oh, and that's got to be frustrating. You got to imagine that Abe's a little bit bummed because he had the op scoped in on that situation, but his teammate runs in front of him, so he didn't want to take the shot. That's the kind of situation where you just kill your teammate. You just say, whatever, man, you're going to run in front of me, I'm taking the shot anyways.
So OpTic continue on their streak now, 9-4. Very unfortunate circumstances now for Splyce to be dealing with, but because of the save, that's not a bad round when you consider that it was, for the most part, with the exception of that rifle they didn't have in save for the previous round. Those players taking it nice and light. Splyce's Ari, though, gets super aggressive in this round, goes inside of Amy, and he picks up a first kill into Rush, so not a bad start.
Yeah, nice kill from Arya. That's going to help things out for this defense with the man advantage. They can play a little bit more passively now, and you can see they are still playing with 2 more dedicated to the B bomb site. Jason R has been boosted in vents. Davies playing close up towards B main. No crossfire for mid though. Jason R is essentially on his own, as Professor Chaos is playing far more dedicated towards A. And the smokes from OpTic are going to start raining over pretty soon, but the bomb is still down towards mid, so they might not actually commit towards this A site. They might just run towards mid, grab the bomb, and come out mid for a mid to B split. Because that's where you see Stanislaw. He's waiting.
Now they're going to boost themselves over here towards mid. Jason R, he's going to be in position to try and stop this now. They don't check in the vents, but they actually might have just had an opportunity to spot him. Jason R is expecting this to be a play inside the vents, though, but they catch him this time. Naf shutting down Jason R. They clear out the vents area, and now it's going to have to be a very quick rotation because they still have 3 committed to the A-bomb site, relying completely on Davey to hold this, but he picks up a first kill. Daps, though, clearing things out, and Shazam catching Davey. Now it's all on Arya. He's going to have to try and connect these op shots, but he's already missed the first one, giving away his position. They'll be a little bit slow, but he's the last player alive now, so they can just spray him down after the smoke plumes, very casually taking him down. Daps will be the one to catch that elimination, and OpTic currently lead by 6 rounds here as we head into the final round of the first half.
Yeah, they had the setup. They had a good setup with Jason R boosted in vents, but he took a little bit of too shallow an angle, and he gets punished for it. So last round now, it's desperation for Splyce. Scout, 2 FAMASes, an MP9, and a 5.7. It's all they can afford. This has been a great match from Rush so far, sitting at 19 and 10, including that 1-on-2 clutch he just had a few rounds ago. Shazam with that op. He tags Professor Chaos, but PC responds in kind with a scout headshot, and there's more aggression in A main, but Naf comes outdoor, almost doubles him up. Abe's brought down very, very low, but advantages all in the favor of Splyce, although Stanislaw and Rush. These are, I mean, Rush has been the top player, as I just mentioned, so him still alive provides danger for OpTic. A lot of opportunities. That smoke's going to block off the scout, taking some shots through it, but this is going to be a plant and a 2-on-3.
So now Splyce moving their players in for a quick retake after the bomb goes down, and Davey lining up a very slow flank, but they need him in this site quickly. Stan, he's going to get jumped up on top there, going in, picks up the second kill on the Davey, and now it's just on Jason R. They just rip him to shreds, and OpTic with a huge lead coming off of their terrorist half.
Yeah, that was pretty dirty half. That was extremely savage from OpTic, and a lot of heartbreak in that half for Splyce. That's something they're going to look back on and be like, we dropped the ball in a lot of these rounds. So, big lead. Splyce, huge importance into the pistol round if they want a chance at coming back in this match. They're going to have to win that, and even then it might not matter. OpTic won so many rounds where they were at a huge disadvantage, whether it was player count, whether it was positioning. Splyce just couldn't seem to close them out. So on to the terrorist half.
Splyce, another thing on the CT side too is despite trying to set themselves up for a lot more of a passive strategy with their positioning, they would often peek out and try to take a lot of these aim duels, and 9 times out of 10, OpTic would beat them in it. So OpTic realized this, and they actually just started sitting back and waiting for them to peek, and like specifically in that last round, that's what gave them the entry to get onto the A-bomb site. That happened numerous times, and unfortunately became the caveat for their defense is that they just lost so many people early on in the round, and there was nothing left to do because they would just be completely overwhelmed by the end of it.
It's a huge stack at the A site. Stan starts things out with a 1-tap. Great headshot. There's still a CZ at forklift. Naf chooses the right time to pounce. Gets 2. It's a slaughter in A main. Jason R is the only one left in a 1-on-4 with just a Glock. And now all 4 members are here. He's got no utility except for a decoy, which is not going to do too much. He does find Stan out in the open. So he's brought it down into a 1-on-3, but I don't think OpTic's going to be giving up any more easy kills to him. And no, Rush just takes his head off.
They have the double stack there, so it's a pretty easy kill to find as they take him out of the picture. OpTic, they'll keep that lead going nice and strong into the second half. For Splyce, we'll see if they decide to force up or maybe save a little bit here to do something crazy on the third round. Not going to be the case, as they just go immediately for the Tech 9 armor and Deagle armor in the case of Jason R. Davey only going to buy a P250 and also pretty light on utility here.
Shazam with that scout. He's going to see the smoke in mid, just taking a shot. Almost able to line it up. This is going to be a mid-B split. Actually, the Checkers player is completely blind. That's Daps. He falls. Rush, you got a big job to do. And you've only got 10 more bullets to do it in. You can't even get a kill. Shazam's here with the Tech 9. Naf with that MP9 deals a lot of damage, but he puts importance on saving his life. Meanwhile, Shazam is having a heroic moment down there, grabbing 2 kills and keeping himself alive in a 3-on-3. Oh, nice shot from Naf. Takes the head off of Davey. Jason R is stuck back in Checkers now, and there's no hope. Looked good initially for OpTic, but they get crushed in the end.
That's a good play from Shazam there too, as he knew he was going to be a pretty easy picking once he had gone on 24 HP, so he just remains mobile as hell at the end of that round, constantly repositioning himself and constantly trying to stay moving so they can't shut him down. That works out great, and he ends up picking up 4 kills in that round, so great play from him to bounce it right back now and keep these guys in the lead after a little bit of a rocky start in that round.
Yeah, what was crazy is Splyce actually didn't need to get aggressive there. They had a 2-man advantage taking over the site, just set up in retake positions with 5 people. I mean, giving 2 up like that and then putting it like with that advantage, especially considering the arsenal, like against the scout, against the MP9, against a rifle, you need those extra players to make up for the difference in arsenal. But they gave him right back towards OpTic, so give him an avenue back into the round. This time it's a forced buy on a Splyce. They know the economy's low. If they can reset here, they think that's the avenue to close the gap in the scoreline.
So they're going to line up inside of A main, boosting themselves up on top of the lockers to maybe see over the smoke a little bit and catch someone who maybe out in the open near quad won't be finding it. They've got someone else jumped up on top of the red box here, but it's going to overwhelm them a little bit as now they start to get rounded around. Splyce is Professor Chaos picking up a kill there with the Tech 9. They realize it's being planted. Now he just pushes out, finding 2 kills. Great spray transfer coming out from Stanislaw, and now he finds a 3rd and a 4th on a Davey and Arya. It's all on Jason R, but he's keeping himself alive with 7 HP, trying to close out on the Daps, but it's not going to be possible. Finally, he falls. And OpTic keep their lead going now up to 14 rounds, 10 ahead of Splyce, and 2 more away from closing out the first map.
But at least Splyce this time, as the losing bonus is built up, you got to imagine, yeah, they're going to buy into this round. So this time with that plant, they're able to have some AK-47s. It's not just going to be pistols going against them. So they'll have some firepower to work with. Naf is going to be stuck on... Oh, he gets dropped in M4. Didn't notice that on the ground. So full utility, 5 smokes, 5 Molotovs, 5 kits for OpTic. Every advantage in their favor. Splyce, all 5 members heading over towards the A-bomb site. So this is going to be an execution, as you can see. Davies lining up a smoke. Stanislaw is the only one here for now, but as soon as these smokes start to rain over, you're going to see the Molotovs come out from the defense, and that could just ruin everything that Splyce is going to try and do.
They know that something's going to be coming into a stand inside of A-main, actually picking up that first kill. They molly back off, but it's going to miss the connection completely. That's completely wasted from Naf, but they're remaining mobile now, and look at Naf. Along with the fact that Stanislaw is still alive, he's just now gone down inside of A-main. JSNR takes him out. However, JSNR is the last player alive, and again, he's at 7 HP, so he's easy pickings for Naf as he just pushes inside. They box him in, there's nowhere to run, and still only losing 1 player along the way, so the economy keeps itself strong, and now we're on what's probably going to be the last round here. Splyce will go for a forced investment, but they can't even afford that much.
Yeah, there's really not much they can use. And on top of that, Stan just wrecks their world that round. Pushing behind that smoke, gets the first kill. A pop flash from his teammate is mistimed, but it actually bails him out of a tough spot. Blinds everyone, slows things down. He's able to gear up one of his own. Splyce has nothing left, so they just say, all right, boys, let's rush out mid, see what we can get. There's 1 smoke here, but Stanislaw is going to be at the highway box, dealing damage. Abe down to 37. It's going to be on rush. Got an off angle towards Checkers, misses the bullets, pulls up the Tech 9, gets a nice headshot. Arya's got a duel against him, and he's going to come forward. Eventually does win that, but that's allowed the rotations to come in. No more avenue into this B bomb site, so Splyce has to fall back and readjust.
Bomb was actually stuck inside of middles too as well, so if they realistically, if they wanted to, and if they had figured out that OpTic had gone for the rotation, they could have just taken us to the A-bomb site, but now they put themselves in a bit of a pinch because they're just stuck inside of Checkers, and they've got 1 player pushed out into the back halls. Now they lose Arya. We're going to see Professor Chaos try to peek out, but he's going right into the crosshairs of Shazam. So that'll be another easy frag for him to pick up without additional utility. And everything falls onto Davey in a 1-on-3. Trying to take out Shazam. They've also put Stanislaw back over on the A-bomb side, but there's really no reason for him to be here. And this 1-on-2, though, he still shouldn't know where Daps' position. And Shazam, you don't even need the other 2 teammates. Shazam just finishes that off in a 1 versus 3 on his own. And there you have the first map.
Yeah, just casually, Shazam cleans that up. So nicely done from OpTic in the first map, off the back of some really good rounds in the first half, and never letting Splyce get any kind of momentum or success, really, for that matter. So big win on the first map, and once again, a very quick match. And we've had all quick matches tonight, so it's going to be about 20 minutes until the next match comes up, and that is going to be these same 2 teams, and it's going to be on Kabul. It's going to be the map.
Yep, so stick around for that, guys, and we'll be right back with some more of the North American ESL Pro League right here on Twitch.
ESL Pro League is